I planted most of these lilies when my business was collapsing. On March 15th of 2020, I got the news I needed to shut down my company. COVID-19 just hit. I had to lay off all my employees and all of my brand ambassadors. I had a baby and a newborn on the way. My wife had just quit her job because our business was making enough where she didn't need to work anymore. And so I needed to pay a mortgage, feed multiple family members, including myself. And I had outstanding contracts with clients that we hadn't completed yet. So I had to refund them the money that they paid me. I went through a lot of economic stress, unlike I had ever experienced before. There was political chaos going on. They were telling us to social distance, so it's possible that the pandemic could cause serious health ailments. And during this time, I didn't have a job, so I had to get super creative to feed my family. So I started off by telling my wife to no longer include me in the food budget. So I started wild foraging, plants, mushrooms, and meat. I'd wild harvest dandelion. Those would be my greens. So I stopped eating kale and I started eating wild dandelions. I sold all of my assets, including my gym equipment. I had a full home gym and I sold it all to pay the bills. So I was under a lot of stress and I really needed God during this time. So I would spend a lot of time out in the woods, hunting and just getting out there, trying to find peace. There was one day where there was an extreme hailstorm. Hail was pelting down, thunder and lightning was going off. To see lightning and then the boom of thunder would be within milliseconds of each other. That means it's more dangerous to be outside during those times because you could get hit by lightning. I had these bulbs of lilies I wanted to plant for my wife. I had bought them right before COVID. I had just set a vision board right before COVID hit because we were doing so well. So I created a vision board, and the very first thing I put on there, besides honoring God, was I wanted to plant so many flowers that one day my wife wakes up and she sees a beautiful flower field and she starts crying because of how beautiful it is. So I bought these lilies as kind of a start to that project, and then COVID hit. I was still walking in faith, and during this hailstorm, I didn't know what else to do because I was so stressed out with the finances. I took those lilies, I put on one of those rice picker hats, barefoot, went outside, and started planting those lilies in the hailstorm. So I go outside right over in this flower garden in front of our house, and I'm getting pelted with hail, right? I'm wearing a tank top like this. I'm shoeless. Thunder and lightning is going off, and it's really intense. It was the most intense thunderstorm that I've ever experienced out here. And I start just digging out holes with my hands, putting these lily bulbs in the ground. It was so awesome and scary, that thunderstorm, that it took me out of my economic stress. So I found peace in this hailstorm because it was so much more real than the economic stress, the stress of COVID, the stress of what was going on in my family at the time.